disgusting, Chau.
Hey, you know what? You know, that's what being a man's all about. You just gotta get in touch with your primal side. And we had to like fucking like put in like, you know, when we were cooking our food, we had to build a fire. That was fucking cool.
That's pretty cool. You know, but I'm just saying, I've been out in the wilderness quite a few times. We don't shit in buckets.
No.
The ground.
No. There was a toilet. There was a toilet. You still had your toilet. You just had to put water in it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too bad.
You know,
I've done that before.
You know, but it's not like we had to wipe our asses with leaves, so we still had toilet paper.
Right.
On top of that, but you know, other than that, like no signal, no nothing. Like you put your fuck it, just put your phone down and whatnot.
I enjoy those days.
Yeah, I mean your GPS works, so.
That's nice.
That's a start.
Yeah, that would be terrible if it didn't.
So I get back and there's fucking, you know, Blizzard, China, what the fuck? I mean, because I've been kind of loosely following it, and whatnot. And
explain what you're talking about, Chau.
What's the deal with like LeBron James like shooting off his mouth? Like he doesn't.
LeBron James is an idiot. That's the deal. That's my take on it. That's my take. Oh, you want me to explain it?
Yeah,
I wanted to you to explain the Blizzard thing. So,
quid pro quo,
motherfucker.
Okay, so all right, quid pro quo. They're already banning players for supporting the Hong Kong protesters.
There you go. See, that's explaining it. Thank you, Chau.
I'm just saying, but it was just like everything's just like what the fuck. And then Apple, Activision, you know, you might as well just like, well, I mean, like I was looking forward to actually giving like Call of Duty a chance and whatnot. Well, that just went out the window.
Oh, and I heard they are adding a whole bunch of microtransactions and stuff. So just like you called it, that's what they're gonna do.
No. Oh, I was gonna talk about that was Ubisoft's. Wait, no. Call of Duty doesn't have it. It's Ubisoft's. Was it Blackout?
No, Call of Duty.
Is it?
What do you mean? Is it? I know what the fuck Call of Duty is. What do you mean? Is it?
No. Ubisoft's. What was it?
I'm not talking about Ubisoft. I'm talking about Call of Duty.
Breakpoint's having.
Yes. But so is Call of Duty.
Really? Because I thought they made an official announcement saying that there was no.
They said that they almost said the same thing that
Oh, they lied.
They're doing. They're doing the same thing. They're launching the game without it, and then they're gonna add it later. That's what everybody does now. It's a horrible trend, but it's what they do. They launch the game, and then a month later they launch the store in the game. That's how they do it.
Oh, and they put in the firewall.
Yeah,
and they give you like a half-baked game this whole time.
Exactly, and so the reason they're doing it is because they realize it's a good strategy. Because what they do is they launch the game, doesn't have any of that in there, so it gets great reviews, gets a whole bunch of people to buy it. They win all these awards, then they introduce their blood-sucking shit.
Well, I'm pretty.
It's like a normal thing now.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure like China will buy up their shit. I'll take a pass on it real quick.
Yep. It really pisses me off that actually just like.
Oh, you're getting a little.
Well, I wouldn't mind it. Like I've always said, my stance has always been that's cool in a free game, not cool in a game you pay $60 for. Like it shouldn't exist in a game that I've already paid $60 for. You know, if it's like, you know, a side option or something, I guess it's fine. But they just throw it in your face so much. Buy this today. Buy this today. Buy this today. Hey, you know, if you do this, you'll get this. And it's like I don't want to spend any more money. Leave me the fuck alone. I shouldn't have to. I spent $60. You know,
Chinese are spending the money, so that's probably why Activision wants their market.
Well, you know, I'm sure they have their own games in China that they're fucking like I bet Activision has games in China, but they're not the games that we have here. If that makes sense, most games aren't allowed in China. There's some that are, but it's pretty rare. Like because of you're talking about like you know, guns and violence and people fighting for their freedom, and they're not all about that. You know what I'm saying? like they don't support that at all.
But LeBron James said, like, anybody who doesn't support China is like uneducated, or ignorant, and like, what the fuck is he talking about?
And you know, another player said something like, we love China, we support everything they're about. I'm like, do you know what they're about? They're about bad things.
This is more about like even if Tiananmen Square 2.0 started up, they still support China.
They still support China because it's about the money for the NBA, you know, and they never see the real side of it.
Well,
you know,
I'm surprised. Well, because I'm surprised they hadn't even caught a glimpse because it's been all like. Because I remember like it was a big deal. Like because this all started back with like students like protesting the Chinese government intervening with their education system and whatnot. Not sure if you recall the umbrella protest. Don't ask me what it was all about. No, it has nothing to do with Umbrella Corporation. Because if you throw that pun in there, I'm gonna knock you out.
I was about to do it, but you ruined it, so I'm not gonna do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there. Because you love throwing like curb socks.
Why don't you run the show, Chau?
I think I will.
I'm just kidding. I'm fine.
Yeah, and then so it all stemmed from that. I mean, because like there was an agreement between the Chinese mainland and Hong Kong the government would allow Hong Kong to operate as if with their with minimal next to no intervention whatsoever. And then all of a sudden they start slightly creeping in because they're getting a little impatient and they're starting to like impose their ideology into the education system. So it starts from there, and then obviously the pushback work, at least from what I can tell. I haven't done a follow up on it since, but then again, like they were wanting to I guess now they're like trying to like forcibly say, like, when you vote, these are the candidates you have to vote.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't like, like how you would operate. Like, somebody wants to participate to serve. You can say
run.
To run, if you want to call it. No, it's like, no. The Chinese government says, like, these are your options. Pick.
Okay. That's not really fair, but okay.
It's not has nothing to do with fair. It's like it doesn't make any sense. But we're gonna call it democracy.
It's China.
Yay. These are your candidates that need you to pick. You need to vote. It's like that's not how this works. Because even then, when the British, because like Hong Kong used to be a British colony.
Sure. Yep.
All right. So when they left, that agreement took place. But then again, like the British colony was like there for the past 100 years. So now you have like one or two generations that have like this Western ideology with like. The sense of individualism, sense of, a liberal democracy, arts, culture, just being different, not having to conform. And then the Chinese government does what? Well, they kind of squeeze all in there and whatnot. And they had tanks on the outside from what I read last night.
Really?
Yeah, there was like tanks. I mean, you don't just like go ahead and just willy-nilly invade.
All right.
Because that's just like, it just doesn't look. It's bad political optics.
It's a bad look.
Yeah.
It's a bad look.
It's not going to look good.
Yeah.
It's not going to look good.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
In fact, this wouldn't happen. But my dream would be that if the Chinese really did start invading Hong Kong, is that we would take Hong Kong's back. But that would start World War III. So. But I would like that.
See, okay.
But I would like that. Somebody needs to stand up for them,
Well, I mean...
They don't have a military, They can't stand up for themselves.
I'm gonna take a very
are we really gonna watch them all die? Is that the stance we're gonna take?
Okay, I'm gonna take a libertarian view and just say not intervening no matter what happens.
I disagree. We're communists. That's what we do. We fight commies.
Yeah, but they didn't invade us.
Doesn't matter. They invaded like part of us.
No, you're looking
Hong
for
Kong is in our hearts, Chau.
That's
Hong Kong is in our hearts.
They have weapons.
No, they don't.
Yeah, not in terms of like guns and tanks, but like
but like rocks. They have rocks.
No,
Ian.
I was talking about like your cameras, your distributions. Like those are your weapons. You fight in a different way, dude. How do you win a war?
With guns, Chau.
Wrong, dude. 100% That's not how you win wars. You went
100% true.
100% wrong.
I would love to see a population that won a war without guns.
Vietnam War.
What do you no?
They lost.
No.
America had like all the firepower in the world and still lost.
America didn't lose Vietnam.
Yeah, they did.
No, it didn't.
You know why?
Why
because
did they
the
lose
communist
Vietnam,
because the Communist Party still took over all of Vietnam.
Yes, that's because we stopped. We didn't lose.
Yeah.
We stopped.
Yeah, you lost.
Because it was unpopular here, where we have a free country, and American voters said stop.
No matter what, you never impose your ideology on somebody else's, whether you disagree with them or not, or you're just as bad as the communists you want in the fight.
I don't know what you're talking about. Ideologies.
We have our own ideology of freedom.
That's not an ideology. That's a basic human right.
It's still an ideology, one way or another.
Not according to the Constitution.
It's just different from communist China because their ideology is obviously like a very polar opposite of ours.
Well, they used to have an ideology like ours. I mean, that's how communism in China rose.
They used to have China.
Yes. China didn't used to be communist. They used to be a dynasty, and then with the problem. So basically, think of it like a king. They had a king. And the free people of China came together as communists and said, "The people, we needed to fight for the people." And with guns, they fucking kicked out the dynasty China. And they said, "We're gonna have a free country where everybody is treated equally, and the rich don't step on us, and yada yada yada." And they turned it into what it is.
A dynasty.
You know what the fuck a dynasty is?
I know what a dynasty is. Like an emperor said that.
Right. Well, so no, the free guys didn't. What are you referring to?
Because I was thinking like an emperor. Was it like some common man who said that, who was pushing to fight for the people?
They were all common men who rose up.
All right. I was thinking for some reason, it's like, why does it sound like an emperor? It's like an emperor would
I mean,
say that.
they did have some high-ranking members and stuff in the Chinese dynasty shit that were on their side. That definitely helped out, but they had to fight. Normal average people had to fight against a dynasty, and they won,
I think
which is incredible.
I'm gonna look into that because I think you raised some curiosity in my head of like how, at what point in time did China convert over, did away with the dynasty family and into
It was like 30s or something.
That's actually not long ago.
40s. I don't remember. It wasn't that long ago. No.
That's really
maybe even later. Maybe even like the 50s or something.
So nowadays, like you fast forward today, and now like you get the NBA taking a hit because they're sucking Chinese dick, and then you've got Activision, and then obviously Apple. They manufacture a lot of their products over in China. Have they moved everything? Because I know like they moved a lot of their manufacturing plants into actually right here in the state of Texas.
Who did?
Apple.
No, most of their shit's still in China.
Is it?
But there is like a new Apple product that's being made here. I don't remember what product that was, but it wasn't like a big one. I think it's a new iPad or something. I don't know. Not any iPhones or anything.
Yeah, I'd imagine they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
They would just bring over just a small portion of their portfolio over.
That's another thing I would like to see is more American companies like in support say, no, we're not going to work with Hong Kong or not going to work with China anymore. Like we're just not going to take part in a society that abuses their citizens like that anymore. And it's not even like it's not like a political thing. It's a freedom thing. It's an American thing. It's do you really want to?
Freedom is technically political.
It's not. It's not, Chau. It's really not. In the Constitution, it said that these rights were granted by God, and no government has the right to take you away. It's not political.
Okay.
It's not.
It's Judeo-Christian values. I get it. It's still political.
It's not.
We can agree to disagree.
Okay, well, you're wrong in every aspect of it.
We can agree to disagree.
We'll disagree. That's fine. But that's not what I'm saying. It's not even about the political side. I mean, you're saying people should be free to do what they want, but take that logic to the extreme. Should you sell weapons to Osama bin Laden? Hey, it's money. Hey, we don't agree with this politics, but it's fine.
Who's selling
a weapons manufacturer in the U.S.? Why would you should at some point take an ideological stance, a stance to say, no, I don't like him killing civilians. I think that's wrong, and that's what China does. I think that's wrong too. It's like the same thing.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you.
But you're like, well, profits, Ian.
Yeah.
And I'm like, support terrorism for profits. I don't know.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that one. I'm not disagreeing with it. Then the question is like, does that become a national security?
What do you mean?
Well, if the terrorists actually have every intention, because it doesn't make sense to support a terrorist group, which, let's be honest, like we have a history of nation building, which has kind of created terrorists. Like we can start with Al Qaeda when we first supported them.
Well,
I'm just saying, again, this whole nation building, like if history taught us one thing, like our foreign policy fucking sucks. So this idea of like, oh, we need to support Hong Kong is like, look, we can support them, but we don't need to start mass invading because it's like, doesn't get anybody. It's a lose-lose.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Like I said, that would start World War III, and that would be rough. But then we need to support them in other ways, then, whether it's sending them aid or sending them weapons. I think that's probably what would end up happening. Is we would just send them weapons, have a little Cold War basically right there. It'd probably be a large Cold War, but basically they're our proxy fighters. We teach them how to fight. We teach them how to do that kind of stuff.
Train them, but I wouldn't send them. Well, I mean, I don't.
You gotta do both because they don't have any guns. You gotta do both.
You can 3D print them.
I mean, that's debatable. They shoot like once. I think I saw one that shot 3 times before it exploded.
Hey, it's a start.
It's a start. It's going places. It's a start. It's going places.
Slow moving, but hey, with the advent of technology, we're getting there. We're making progress, even though didn't they ban it? Didn't that are even our own politicians?
They tried to, and there was this whole thing where you can't ban information, and I was like, I don't really know. Well, because it's this whole thing.
Well, I mean, banning information is what was it? Because it already violates our First Amendment, right?
Right, exactly. All they did was post the plans on how to do it. That shouldn't be illegal.
Because even
now, if somebody does it, that's their own problem.
Right. Because the action. You can't go. What's that movie? You can't go full on. You can't go Minority Report on somebody.
Right. Exactly.
It's bullshit. Mm-hmm. You can put it out there, but until the act.
Until they act,
and even then, on it, then you do something.
Even then, there are laws in place where you're allowed to build your own firearms. So, what people's concerns are is that these particular firearms would be easy to sneak into places. And it's like, okay, you can build your weapon.
There are plenty of places you can sneak into and do massive damage. If that was the case, like, everybody would be dead.
And it's not even true either, because again, like I said, these don't really work, and they're not all plastic. There's still a couple metal pieces in there, and the bullets sure as shit aren't plastic.
Even more so, they're very impractical.
And they're impractical. Yeah, they're super impractical.
They're so impractical.
No one would ever commit a mass shooting with one of these. At least not in the next,
Yeah, because I think there was a guy down in
maybe
Austin.
a decade from now, somebody will try.
Well, because like down in Austin, because remember down in Austin there was a guy who was I guess was getting some shit with the feds. This is like during the Obama administration. Go figure. But that's a different conversation. Where he was putting out like little blueprints on how to print these guns.
Right. That's what I'm talking about, Chau. Welcome to the conversation.
Wait, what kind?
So the guy, God, this is amazing. So the guy put the plans on. This is how you know about it at all. The guy put the plans online, and then they got taken down. They got banned, and he went to court over it.
Well, you didn't specify
it was this huge fucking controversy, and they finally came out and said that he's allowed to do it.
Well, you didn't specify the guy was down in Austin. I was thinking of a guy.
I don't know where the guy's from, but it's the same fucking guy. I guarantee it.
Well, I'm pretty sure he is, but I was thinking in similar terms, like that was the same guy,
right?
Or like there was a guy similar to what you were saying. It's like sounds like this guy down in Austin.
Yes, it does sound pretty similar.
Yeah, I don't know. There's plenty of guys out there doing it.
There was only one guy that was famous for it, and I'm sure that's him.
Do you think so?
Absolutely. There's only one guy. Yeah, I'm sure that's him.
Because that's the only guy I was thinking about.
Then there you go. That's him.
Well, you should have specified that.
I think you're wrong, but it's fine.
I
did have something I want to talk to you about.
Uh-oh.
Have you seen Joker?
Not yet.
You asshole.
Look, it's like it's gotten great. What was it, $96 million at the box office?
Yeah, on opening weekend, something like that.
Then they put out like some kind of like press release saying like, please take caution because there might be a mass shooting.
Yes, that did happen.
God, Jesus.
Yes, that did happen as well.
Yeah, and then it was like, all right, well, I guess we'll do a PSA alert. Bring your guns, just in case.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Be cautious. Like, no, everybody, bring your guns just in case somebody wants to. Do a funny one, like, because there was a mass shooting over like what was it, Batman Begins or Batman?
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. Yeah, there was a mass shooting there. I was like, somebody just pop them.
Yeah, and I don't even know where they got the info that there was going to be a mass shooting. I think people just made it up, honestly. Because I saw a whole bunch of warnings, but there was nothing credible at all ever reported. So it's really interesting.
Well, because even the police came out and said, like, it's not
credible. Exactly. Everyone said it's not credible. So I don't know why it turned into such a big deal. I think it's probably because the media just decided that they needed something to freak out about that weekend. So they were like, potential mass shooting this weekend.
Can you talk about the movie without spoiling it for me? Because I do have...
Yeah, I could say a few things, but then I don't want to necessarily alter your perspective. But
that's going to be tricky.
Yeah, like if I say, let's just say I said it was shitty right now, would that alter your perspective if you went to go see it?
No, because you'd have to put it in context.
Right. Okay. So let me say a few things that aren't in context. I thought the movie was good, but I also think I probably won't watch it again for a long time.
Why?
I mean, it's because it's just fine. It's there's not a lot of action. There's not a lot of things that happen.
Is this movie more
dark?
Okay, so is this movie more psychological?
Yeah, it's just a dark.
Because like
look.
I'm gonna go off by the trailer.
Okay,
let's just start off with by the trailer, right? It's a guy who is like we're watching Joker as he progresses into what he becomes eventually at some point, our psychotic killer, right? Like, just tell me if I'm like on the right track based on what am I interpreting on the trailer.
And I think the trailer is a very accurate interpretation of what you're going to get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like what I'm thinking in my head is like there's a lot of aspects to anybody who goes through a psychological beating, may turn to a much darker personality.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
like the environment, like you could see him getting pushed around. I don't want to use the word bully because it's kind of like, to be frank.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, that's honestly probably the smallest part of it. But, and there were some funny moments as well. It's like there was moments where the theater bursted out laughing. So that was pretty funny. But I guess when you get the director of The Hangover, you got to have a few of those, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you need to... I mean, you would expect to and whatnot. I mean, but even the picture itself, like the pictures... obviously paints a guy who's like being mentally tormented. I don't know if it's like self-tormented or externally or, I'm trying to get behind the psychology of the trailer that I was watching. So there was like 5 or 6 different trailers that I watched, trying to like like, holy fuck, what the hell's going on? But not once did I see any real, if you want to call it, action.
Yeah. There's not.
You know, you just see him just going through a lot of shit back and forth.
Yeah.
I don't.
Evie, hush.
That would be the dog.
Continue.
Yeah. I mean, but there was one scene where there was like it looks like a riot or a protest going on, but then the guns start coming out. So I'm wondering.
I'm not going to ruin that for you.
Okay, so that's something you're going to make me go see.
Absolutely.
You know,
I mean, I think it's a movie that everyone should see. Maybe not into theaters if you're not into more dramatic movies. This is not an action movie.
Okay, so it's drama.
It's drama. And so if you like to go to movie theaters for the big box office movies, they're fucking just crazy and awesome, huge explosions. That doesn't happen here. This is a movie that I mean, you could watch at home and just enjoy it just as much, as long as you got good sound, because there's some good music in there. But yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't know.
What I'm thinking like 90s, early 2000 era type music.
Yeah,
there's some kind of
it's like
nostalgic kind of feel to it. I think it's kind of passive, but
it's a lot of like brass and stuff, and a lot of strings, more like drone sounds and stuff. And it's also a period movie, so it's not like a lot of. Like it takes place in like the 70s or 80s or something like that.
I was all right. So I was kind of like I wasn't sure, but
yeah, it takes place back then.
Okay,
you know, so you're not gonna see a lot of technology or like modern music or anything like that. You know, that doesn't happen. You know,
all right,
very interesting.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go see the movie.
Okay,
I'll come back. We'll wrap it up right there.
Okay.
And then I'll give you my review on it.
Okay, yeah. I would love to do a whole episode about it.
Just really talking about Joker?
Yeah, or maybe I'd have to watch it again.
Because, like, I mean, I guess I can go.
Well, maybe we'll do like 2 movies.
I'll tell you what. I'll come back. I'll watch it this weekend. Okay. I'm pretty sure I can fit. I'm pretty sure there's a lot. I think I can try to make this weekend work.
Okay.
And then I'll come back Monday. We'll shoot, and we'll go from there.
I love it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us at Us in the Middle. I'm Chau checking out.
I mean, share.
And if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon. What the hell are you doing with your eyelashes? Or, I'm sorry. God, you have beautiful eyes.
Thank you. I told you, Chau. I told you. It's hard to look away.
I can see why, like, Maddie's a little jealous of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
A lot of people are.
All right, man. But other than that, we'll see you guys next time. And see you later.
Woo!
All right. Can you do that again?
Woo!
I just want to lick your eyes right now. Gay.